What are people watching on Netflix? What everybody's watching, in keeping with Netflix. That can assist you navigate the huge swath of Netflix choices. We've gathered our critiques, options, and fast takes on the exhibits and movies which have cracked the highest 5 record for the US. 5. Lost in Space. The third and ultimate season of Misplaced in Area, which premiered earlier this month, observed Judy, Penny, Will Robinson and their robotic companion as they try to guide a bunch of younger colonists on an evacuation of the mysterious planet they've been stranded on for over 12 months. As their mother and father John and Maureen desperately try and reunite with them, they all must face off in opposition to a terrifying alien risk the likes of which they've by no means encountered earlier than. From our review, the season tasks finale vibes all through, and there's the sense that something can occur at any time, maybe to a fault. The again half of the season looks like a marathon of climactic moments that might be the turning level of the story, however then aren't. The ultimate episode alone has 3 such twists earlier than ending on the one which is the least visually attention-grabbing, and the try to offer each lead character their very own shining second of triumph inside a restricted time frame diminishes a bit from every. That is the one season that runs 8 episodes as an alternative of 10, and its potential that COVID-era manufacturing problems required the story's ultimate act to get compressed. Whereas the trail to the end line is a bit jagged, the finale successfully hammers dwelling every of the present's overarching themes, specifically the worth of belief in the power of every particular person, human or robotic, to vary their very own programming. 4. The Queen of Flow. Set in Medellin, Colombia, the telenovela drama The Queen of Movement follows the story of Yaimi Montoya, a gifted younger songwriter framed for drug trafficking and falsely imprisoned, who emerges from jail 17 years later to plot the downfall of the boys who betrayed her and thwarted her dream. The 90-episode second season of the sequence premiered on Netflix final month, which explains why it's holding robust on this week's Prime 10 record at quantity 4. 3. Back to the Outback. Keep in mind Madagascar, the 2005 DreamWorks animated movie about eccentric zoo creatures escaping captivity to return to the wild? Nicely think about that, however, with completely different animals, and also you've mainly bought again to the Outback. Netflix's unique kids' journey comedy stars Isla Fisher, Tim Minchin, Man Pierce, and Extra as a bunch of cuddly Australian creatures making an attempt to make it again, dwelling whereas pursued by a zookeeper who acts and sounds suspiciously like Steve Irwin. Again to the Outback premiered on the service final weekend, which explains why it's on this week's Netflix Prime 10 record at quantity 3. 2. The Shack. Based mostly on William P. Younger's 2007 novel of the identical Identify, the 2017 Christian drama The Shack stars Sam Worthington, Avatar, as Mac Phillips, a fortunately married household man whose life is shattered by the dying of his baby. Embittered by this loss, Mac retreats into isolation and anger till he receives a mysterious invitation to return to the shack, the place his daughter's physique was discovered. There he enters a hidden dimension and meets God, Octavia Butler, Jesus Christ, Aviva Lush, and the Holy Spirit, Sumire Matsubara, prompting him to reconcile his lack of religion and uncover a renewed resolve to reside. The movie was added to Netflix simply this previous weekend, which explains why it's on this week's Prime 10 at quantity 2. 1. The Unforgivable. Based mostly on Sally Wainwright's 2009 British miniseries Unforgiven, Sandra Bullock stars in The Unforgivable as Ruth Slater, a former convict who makes an attempt to rebuild her life within the aftermath of a brutal crime. As she struggles to acclimate again to a life in a spot that not looks like dwelling, Ruth should confront those that aren't keen to forgive her for what she performed and can cease at nothing till her sins are repaid in blood. From our review, regardless of a deep ensemble led by a transformative Bullock, Unforgivable strikes at a turgid tempo, missing the urgency and pathos required in a redemption narrative with any hopes that the viewers will pull for its broken protagonist. Just like Kidman in Destroyer, Bullock's look oscillates from strained and ragged in present-day scenes, to vibrant, in full makeup in sequences set previously. Bullock portrays Slater as terse, strained on the jaw, and all the time on the fringe of eruption. Slater tries to maintain a low profile. She's typically guarded, she's served her time, however her status as a cop killer will all the time observe her round. It's why when a co-worker on the fish packing plant, the sort, beneficient Blake, John Bernthal, nonetheless sporting his King Richard mustache, falls for her, she initially appears hesitant to pursue the primary tiny shred of kindness given to her. Slater doesn't imagine she deserves redemption. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe. Don't forget to share.